Okay, I couldn't resist but to make another video, and the reason why is, earlier I had talked about finding an actual law, talking about addressing the issue of ghost job postings, which I guess that's the formal title. What they call them is ghost job postings. I usually call them fake job postings that you see like on Indeed.com or other job sites. Okay, so I got this article. I stumbled upon this article, and it's called Citizen Portal AI, and this article was written on April 2nd, 2025. And I'm just going to read it because it was a very short article, but I thought it was very helpful because it's the Assembly Labor of Employment Committee of the California State Assembly convened on April 2nd, 2025 to discuss Assembly Bill 1251, which addresses the growing issue of ghost job postings. These postings refer to job advertisements for positions that do not actually exist, a trend that has been increasingly reported by hiring managers and highlighted in recent surveys. Okay, during the meeting, a committee member shared that a 2024 survey by Resume Builder found that 39% of hiring managers admitted to posting ghost jobs. The motivation behind this practice includes collecting resumes for future openings, creating an illusion of company growth, and making current employees feel replaceable. That's terrible, right? Okay, the committee emphasized that such misleading postings add an unnecessary stress to job seekers who already face a challenging and often demoralizing job search process. Now, I believe that's exactly what I said just a few minutes before I stumbled upon this article. And I just kind of want to dissect something really quick, okay? Now, it says that they found that 39% of hiring managers admitted to posting both ghost jobs. The motivations behind this practice include collecting resumes for future openings, okay, which I find that questionable. Also, creating an illusion of company growth. Now, okay, that's kind of to me shows a little bit of dishonesty, but still, you know what I mean. I think a lot of the ghost jobs have a lot to do with targeting or is being used for human trafficking. This is what I believe, okay, based on the videos that I have seen on from targeted individuals. Now, whoever wrote this article, I mean, I know it's from like Citizen Portal AI, but I think human trafficking really does need to be considered. Okay, I would believe that that has a lot to do with these fake job ads. Also, the committee emphasized that such misleading postings add unnecessary stress to job seekers, and that's exactly what I said. It does. Okay, it's like people need to be able to feel comfortable about going to job sites to find a job and not have to worry about whether somebody is either fishing for their information or they want to feel confident that their job search is not being in vain and it's not a waste of their time. Sorry, let me continue. To combat this issue, AB 1251 proposes a requirement for private employers to disclose whether a job posting is for an existing vacancy. This statement must be clear and easily readable, ensuring that applicants know if the position they are applying for is legitimate. Support for the bill was voiced by representatives from the Consumer Federation of California, who highlighted the need for transparency in job postings. However, concerns were raised by the California Chamber of Commerce regarding the enforcement of the proposed regulations. They suggested that the Department of Industrial Regulations or the Civil Rights Department should oversee enforcement, particularly regarding the definition of existing vacancies, which can vary in industries like entertainment. Now, I just want to add something really quick. I agree with this because this is something I was thinking in a similar vein when I made the earlier video. Now, they're actually listing two departments that could actually oversee the enforcement of this, okay? That would be the Department of Industrial Relations or the Civil Rights Department. Either one, okay? But I will say at this moment, I agree with their need, and I see the need for these two departments to look at this issue as they're presenting it, as they were covering it in the meeting, but also hopefully through the eyes of human trafficking. Okay, because like I said, I do believe that the companies should be providing some sort of explanation, and somehow verifying whether or not these jobs are actually legitimate. You know, and even if it wasn't relating to human trafficking, it's just the fact that, you know, looking for work is already traumatizing. Okay, and then you have people who are, you know, it seems unethical to post a job when you have absolutely no job really to offer. Okay, let me go on to the next slide. Okay, and it says the committee's discussion reflects a significant step towards improving job market transparency in California, aiming to protect job seekers from deceptive practices. Further conversations between stakeholders are expected as the bill progresses. Okay, so that was the end of the article, and like I said, it was a very quick read. Okay, but I think that that's good that somebody's actually thinking about this issue, because to me it is a very serious issue, and I think it needs to be put at the forefront of you know, you know, the effort of tackling, you know, the issue of human trafficking. You know what I mean? And like I said, you know, I think that the DIR and then the civil rights, you know, these particular agencies, you know, are looking at it just to make sure that, you know, these you know, companies are being ethical. But I also think that human trafficking definitely should be playing a role in it. You know what I mean? So this particular article, I'm going to use it for future reference, because I'm going to be narrating the you know, how to determine or how to identify victims of human trafficking in the workplace. And I think some of the information from this article could definitely be useful, just to let people know and make them aware that, yes, this issue has been considered by, you know, certain groups within California who have been taking notice of it, and it already is in discussion. I'm hoping that, you know, more people will push for this and be more, you know, active in participation on, you know, having this whole thing finalized, and or having these two agencies, you know, depending, maybe it might depend on, like, you know, what kind of companies they are, that would determine whether or not it gets, you know, reviewed or by the Civil Rights Department or the DIR or whatever. I don't know exactly how they want to handle it, but I do know one thing for sure is that somebody needs to be monitoring this. Okay, I think it's a positive step towards, you know, getting, you know, reducing this issue of fake job ads, for number one, mainly for human trafficking, and then also the unethical practice of having people waste their time, you know, and create more anxiety for job seekers. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching.